Yo, it's fucking, it's runs up in this bitch. Yeah, I'm gonna have to split this into different parts for the shorts, but I'm gonna be talking about like one of the best fucking mushroom trips because I don't know what else to talk about right now. I'm just fucking been smoking, been drinking the coffee here, and might as well be my first fucking post on TikTok as well. So why don't we get at her, pitter patter? Let's get at her. Uh, so this was like about 5 years ago. Back when I was living in the tent. I didn't really have a place, and basically stayed in this campground. God, that was a great place to fucking stay. We were in a fucking hard time. My mom was staying in the van. Had to go to work and that because that was the only thing. And then I had to stay in the tent because what else are you supposed to stay in? And it was kind of a shit tent. It was a big tent, but God, that thing was a piece of shit. But anyways, before I get on to the rest of the mushroom story, that I'm not gonna say exactly where. Obviously, I lived, but man, that the host there, the landlord there, or well, it was kind of a landlord, kind of camp host, because some people were living there, some people were just camping. But person there was like, she was this old, like 50-year-old lady, and she's like a lot of times it was popcorn nugs, but no, even if it was popcorn nugs, it was fucking good shit. Like she sold some absolutely good shit. She's a massive stoner, and I was walking dogs on the property, one day, just walking around, doing the usual. I saw some mushrooms, and I was kind of like, wait a minute, are those what I think they are? And I picked a couple of them, because I saw a couple videos with those mushrooms, and indeed, they were wavy cat mushrooms that I had found. But I didn't take them. I didn't just fucking take them. Fuck no. I researched the fuck out of them. I probably spent probably 2-3 hours like looking at it, going through different. I downloaded so many identification apps. Went through like hundreds, probably not hundreds of websites. More like fucking like 50. I would say 50 websites. But like, oh god, it's dog barking. I can't do much about that. But yeah, no, I went through so much shit because this is the thing about doing wavy camps. You shouldn't just do them. You shouldn't just fucking start eating wavy caps because there's a mushroom very identical to wavy caps. They can look very similar, but if you don't have the right eye, you don't really notice like it's honestly once you notice, the way the gills grow, not the gills, it's not a fish. It's that it's the fucking underneath them where all the spores come from. Can't what is that fucking called? I don't know. It'll come to me, but yeah, those look very different than wavy caps, but I'm getting off track now. So, when I correctly identified these mushrooms, I took about, say, like 5 of them. I ate like, and they were like this big. Like, they were like this fucking big, and I ate like 5 because I was fucking, I was 18 years old. I didn't know what I was doing. I was young and dumb. I don't, but, safe to say, when I did those mushrooms, I waited. I waited in that tent, the dogs just chilling, and my mom came home. She knew I was. She didn't even know I was tripping that whole time. Like she had no fucking clue. But I mean, she was cool with it. She's cool with that. But yeah, no, that tent was basically how it worked was in the van we'd have 2 separate areas that we would sleep. She would take the far end, I would take the far front end, And then we would have our own, you know, it'd be a divided thing where, you know, we have our own thing. Although it's not much space, but you get the idea. So, in my little corner, I felt the mushrooms kick in, and I saw, like, where I was positioned, like, gotta understand where I was positioned, I, like, could see the mattress and all the different, like, you know how some mattresses have, like, the flowers, you know, that flowery design coming out of it? That's what this mattress had, that, and, siren. Oh, shit going on today. But anyways, close the window, God. But, anyways, I started seeing that move and, like, form into faces and just, like, squiggle around like fucking, like, tentacles and shit. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And, like, it's hard for me to even recall this story because, you know, a lot of it was just me phasing out of fucking, just out of reality. And I'll explain, you know, how that kind of makes sense. So, I was basically, like, I could feel myself just not fucking move. Like, I could feel my whole body just relax. Like, just go into this relaxing, just, like, you know, you don't have any real control, but at the same time, body and mind is just slowly just slipping. And the whole time I could feel my spine just, like, kind of, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was like on, like, on an escalator. Like, here's my spine, and here's, like, whatever force was, like, fucking making that move. It was like, and it was like my spine was, like, slowly extending with whatever was like, whatever fucking, I was just tripping, man. I was, like, just tripping fucking hard. And I could just feel my spine just sliding up whatever that was. You know, this is the spine, this is the whatever it was. But, you know, whatever it was the mushrooms. But, anyways, I start to just, like, everything was just forming into different shit. Like, I would look I would look at the front of the van, and it would just, like the little holes that kind of, you know how some vans, you know, like the Econoline vans, they have, like, the holes punched in them, you know, to hold shit up. You know, I would just trip out on those holes and just see fucking faces form in them, and I'm like, holy shit, I am fucking tripping. I am hallucinating. But anyways, I closed my eyes, and I basically, and the only way I've just, like, described it is, like, the biblically accurate angel, like, or something similar to that, you know, how, like, you see, like, most DMT, like, entities, like, come in, they're like a fractal repeating over each other, but you can still tell it's a face, you know, you can still tell it's something, you know, and regardless if, you know, that was actually real or in my brain, whatever this entity fucking showed me some shit, like, it literally was like, hey, yo, you're gonna be sitting in the ground, you will die one day, but don't worry. That death is just, you know, you're going to continue into other things, and you're just, you know, basically taught me that everything in life is just your way, like, you know, we all are the process of dead things, you know, we're just everything in life is just the process of all dead things recycled into life, and that's the continuous cycle of life, you know, and it basically showed, you know, different parts of me, you know, like a worm would, you know, and it wasn't, like, scary, like, a lot of people would consider, like, a lot of people would consider that scary, you know, watching your body die, but it felt like it was like a time lapse, like, you know, it wasn't like, oh, I'm watching my dead corpse. No, it's like 1 second I'm there, and then the next I'm just I'm in a whole nother fucking. I'm just like part of the earth, you know? Like I just saw myself like become part of the earth, you know, in every single possible way. And then after that, it was just like unclear. It was just like a blinding light, I think. You know, it was just like this blinding light of like just in it. That's all I can really describe it as. It's just you're in that kind of state of just you're just blind. Yeah, just like I know I'm not describing it well, but just being blinded by this fucking light, you know, just and then when I, you know, came to and I like woke up, I felt like refreshed. I felt like everything, all the toxins and shit were out of my fucking body. Like everything was like fully like all the pain and shit I'd gone through for like years just gone. You know, and it was a weird ass feeling because it's like, you know, I never, I have never felt like that since. Like honestly, like it was amazing. Like it was a great feeling, but I don't know how the hell are you supposed to get back to that? Is what I'm wondering. Because guess you gotta do 5 grams of shrooms. But yeah, that's my. It's the first time I ever really did shrooms. I did shrooms before that, but never really got me anywhere like that one. That was like my first real mushroom trip. Like real fucking mushrooms. Straight from the earth too, you know. It was but yeah. Peace.